I hope you're having a good day. If not, I hope you're going to get through it quickly at least. Paul Rubens sent me these watercolors for free to try out. I was already familiar with the brand because I bought different watercolor paper from them some time ago, and I like the watercolor paper, so I was curious to try out one of their watercolor sets. That being said, I'm not really going to talk much about the paints. If you are familiar with my videos, then you probably already know that I don't make reviews. But if you are curious about these paints, I will link to review videos in my description. And even if you are not looking for a review, both of the videos are very chill and chatty videos. And most importantly, they are longer than this one. So they will make for great company while you are drawing, relaxing, or whatever else you might be up to. Once my palette was set up, I started sketching. I'm using my trusty cheap drawing pad by Faber-Castell. I know that I just bought another sketchbook recently and have plenty of unfinished ones, but when I know a sketch is meant to be transferred to watercolor paper, I prefer using a drawing pad like this. It's just easier to handle. And through the magic of editing, it looks like the rough sketch came along very easy, but it really didn't. Filming the sketching part is always the worst because it's a constant back and forth. Drawing something, erasing it, drawing it again, moving on, only to erase it 20 minutes later. It's a little frustrating because I always end up with a bunch of clips that are pretty much useless. I start editing a clip only to realize that I basically erased half of the drawing in the next clip and I'm just right back where I started. Eventually I was happy enough with the rough sketch, so the next step was to flip the paper and correct some of the mistakes, trace the rough sketch and continue working on the slightly improved sketch. This one is a lot more fleshed out, but I wasn't super happy with my background choice and there were still some things that bothered me about the face. So I took a photo of the sketch with my iPad, tried the different backgrounds, changed some things. I then traced the sketch again, the one that I initially took a photo of, and I made the same changes on the next sheet of paper that I did on my iPad. And here's my collection of sketches and the final drawing on my watercolor paper. Well, technically this isn't really watercolor paper. It's Fabriano Academia drawing paper. It's meant for drawing and sketching, and it's only 120 GSM, so I had to give it a nice warm bath and stretch it. I tried using it as watercolor paper a couple of weeks ago and I really liked the outcome, so I decided to try it again and see if last time was just a happy accident, but no, it wasn't actually. It turns out that this paper and me are a pretty good team. And I'm really excited about it because I had this paper for a while and I used it for a lot of my Inktober drawings. And now I have found another purpose for it. I'm already eager to start the next one, and I'm relieved that I'm currently in my flow art phase, because really that's what it is. It's a constant ebb and flow. I'm back and forth between feeling creative and productive and happy to make art, followed by the ebb or an art block. And I feel like I've been a lot more aware of it. I embrace the flow, and when I start feeling the ebb, I just stop pushing. It doesn't mean that I don't create entirely. I still do, but I don't ask more of myself than I have to. I don't expect myself to be better than I am, and I don't push myself to do more than I know I'm able to do. Because I know that's only a matter of time, and the more understanding and kind I am to myself, the quicker the tides will change. It's not always easy to be patient, and I still have days when I get frustrated, but I think the older I get, the easier it becomes. As a last step, I pulled out my colored pencils. I used them for some details and tried to restrain myself from not overdoing it. The feeling of using colored pencils on top of watercolor is just so satisfying that I often turn my brain completely off. And when it switches back on, I realize that I covered up way too much. I'm still looking for that sweet spot of some details, but keeping it simple. Keeping something simple is a lot more challenging than I thought. In my case, I think I like to overdo it because I often lack confidence in myself and my art. And it's almost like a coping mechanism. I feel like I lack the skills in so many areas that I try to overcompensate in others. It's almost like I'm trying to tell anyone that looks at it to look at this pretty superficial top layer and just don't look underneath where the real problems are. But I know that is only a short stop on the long journey ahead, and I'm excited to move on and learn. I'm really curious to see if in 10 years I will be still complaining about the same things, or if I will have improved in some areas only to complain about things that I might not even see as a problem right now. Well, I hope you enjoyed the very short journey of this video. I'm wrapping it up now and I want to start working on the next one. Don't forget to check out the videos I linked in my description if you are looking for some company, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!